Melissa Harris Perry, who starred in the movie One Threw a Tampon Over the Cuckoo's Nest, tried to make a fashion statement with her line of tampon earrings. And while she tries to give her daffy demonstration, she has the nerve to try to make the Texas legislature look crazy. I think MHP has sustained too many bites to the skull from all those Medusa snakes she's got on her head.
I think what's happening. Propaganda.
Melissa Harris Perry, a woman who believes that it takes a village, also believes it takes a tampon to make a thought-provoking point, on which she is wrong on both fronts. Why is it that the liberals hold education and intellect in such high esteem, yet promote ideas that lead people to behave like cavemen? And MHP wants to assert the idea that these were just innocent women
and just all happened to be on their period at the same time
and had a legitimate reason to be packing tampons. These backward-minded feminists are so twisted that in an effort to show pride in their femininity, they take a natural feminine event and use it as something nasty. And they have to recognize it as such, or they wouldn't try to use it in an offensive measure. And in doing so, they get other people to look upon this natural female process as disgusting. But I refuse to look upon women the way these feminists would unwittingly have people do. I see feminists as nasty, I see them as disgusting. And I don't really see what feminism has to do with being a lady. How about a movement for that? Ladyism. But y'all, as cracked up as these women are, what saddens me also is some people who disagree with them and call them things like B words and C words in the process. I won't reduce myself to calling them B words or C words as I've seen some people do, even those who consider themselves conservative, which is very disappointing. That's what liberals do. If you're a conservative and you resort to this kind of language, then you stepped out of what it is to be a conservative. Liberals are liberal with their emotions, which means they show lack of restraint and will say whatever. To be a conservative is to be considerate about your emotions and know how to express them to get a better result. But a lot of times this fails because too many conservatives have yet to understand that not only does expressing yourself take careful consideration, it often takes creative consideration. Anyway, if you think that these women are crazy, if they think they can change people's minds by throwing tampons at people, what makes you think you can change their minds by calling them B words and C words? Their disgusting actions ain't gonna change you, and your degrading language ain't gonna change them. I hear a few conservatives say, we gotta fight dirty like they do. You can't take the low road without becoming like them. Liberals are the dwellers of the low road. That's their domain, and if you try to fight them in their domain, you'll be annihilated like a mantis that fell into a line of driver ants. If you're gonna be a conservative, I would think you take the responsibility of keeping the high road. And I don't know about y'all, but from what I understand, the high ground is the better point to fire from. If you can't handle the enemy from the vantage point of the higher ground, what makes you think you can take them in their low ground of dominion? And who among you is so full of yourselves that you are catalytic enough to do so? I'm all about going where the sinners are, but Jesus didn't participate in what sinners were doing to change them. I'm all for the guerrilla approach too. Just don't want to lose my integrity in the process. Now don't get me wrong, I love potty humor. I love being salty, but I don't dig reaching to the bottom of the barrel to do things that are degrading to women, even if she's looking to be a tampon-tossing feminist. She's already degraded herself. She don't need my help. That's what liberals do. And the MHP, if you're gonna go for shock value, then go all out. And when I say shock value, I mean shock the hell out of us and demonstrate some honesty. And if you're gonna be shocking while attempting to be honest, you should have used tampons that you previously used to make your earrings. That would have been a more honest statement, because it wasn't the tampons or the fact that women rely on them that was the problem. It was the possibility of these nasty women throwing used ones at people. That's the part you left out. I'm AlfonZo Rachel with ZoNATION, and I have a sneaking suspicion that inside Melissa Harris Perry's skull is a super absorbent Kool-Aid soaked cranial cortex. One threw a tampon over the cuckoo's nest.